When we turn to Psalm 1, we read, "Blessed is the man who takes not the counsel of the wicked." And we've meditated on that a few days back. But when you read a little further, it speaks about another aspect of a blessed man. A man who is blessed is one, it says, who stands not in the way of sinners, nor stands in the way of sinners. That means he does not stand in the way. Now, when you talk about standing in the way of sinners, it's not just an act of sin, because you're not acting or you're not living a sinful life, but you are standing on the path where sinners walk. You're not living their life, but you're standing on the path. And when you're standing there, naturally what one will be doing is he'll be entertained by the people that are around him. And what's happening around him is that's the path of the sinners. There's sin around him. That means a man is going to be blessed if he is a man who does not entertain sin. You know, sometimes we think about, okay, now I met Jesus, I have living a good life, I'm not committing sin, or I'm not failing or falling, I'm not a habitual sinner, I'm not addicted to those weaknesses. But we need to understand there is one step further. It's not only about not sinning, but it goes one step further about not entertaining sin as well. That means not even looking at sin, not encouraging others to sin, not living a compromised life. That means if I'm surrounded by friends who are committing sin, I don't just let them do it in front of me. I stand up for what is right. So somebody who is willing to not compromise. So blessed is a man who does not just take the counsel of the wicked. That means he says no to the counsel of the wicked, but he goes one step further and says, I'm not also going to be entertained by sin. Now, when you look at entertainment today in the world, when you look at entertainment, it's not only about particular areas. It's, you switch on the television and you are being entertained by sin. So we are people, if we want to be blessed, we need to rise up and make a decision that I'm not going to be entertained, I'm not going to compromise, I'm not going to live a double life where I just get entertained by sin as well as I call upon God. I cannot do both things. Either I am for God or I am not for God. Either I am a blessed man or I am not a blessed man. We need to make a choice. The Bible is very clear. You want to live a blessed life, do not stand in the way of sinners. Don't stand in the path that sinners walk. In many countries, many places, we find certain streets, famous for certain things. Certain areas, you will define them as prostitute zones. Certain areas has gambling zones. Certain areas, defined for certain things. And when you begin to stand in those places, what you do is you get yourself entertained with it. You get yourself gripped by it. So the Bible is clear. He says, do not stand in the way of sinners, in the path of sinners. Do not compromise. Do not be entertained by it. Let your yes for God be yes, and let your no for the world be no. Don't live in between. Don't live a compromised life. What God loves, you love. What God hates, you hate. Don't try to live in between, because you will not live a blessed life. A blessed life is one who stands up for what he believes and is not going to stand in the way of sinners, is not going to compromise with sinners, is not going to compromise with the wickedness of the world, is not going to let the wicked people speak over them. Today I want to ask you, do you want to live a blessed life? If your answer is yes, you need to ask yourself, who speaks into your life? And you also need to ask yourself, what is it that entertains you? What is it that you receive? What is it that you put into your spirit, into your heart, into your mind? What entertains you? What is it that you permit before you? And what is it that you make a stand for? If you want to live a blessed life, you need to make a stand for God and stand for what is right and resist what is evil. God bless you.